This is a 1958 Plymouth Plaza. It has a 6-cylinder engine in it with a 1-barrel carburetor. This will be its first start since the winter, so I'm going to let you see and hear exactly what happens with the first start. I had a trickle charger on it for a couple days just to make sure the battery was fully charged, and a little later today I'm going to start it up and drive it. This is the underside of the hood. You can see the Plymouth emblem. It's originally a white car, painted red by someone who wanted to have a pristine looking car. As you can see, it does not have power brakes. It does not have power steering. As you can see, there's a lot of space down to the ground with the 6-cylinder. At some point, the bumpers were re-chromed, but they don't look that great. But this car is what it is. I'm going to try to show you everything. Two-speed power flight. The engine was replaced by the previous owner. This is actually a 1956 engine. I'm not sure what the subtle differences are between 56 and 58, but this is the Flathead 6. It's basically 1930s technology that they were still using. This is not a race car. Official top end is something like in the 80s, and I wouldn't even get it close to that. It's most comfortable to drive it in like the 45 to 50 range. If you want a faster car than that, then either get a different car or replace the engine. Before we start, I'm going to top off the brake fluid. It does seem to, I'm not sure where it goes, but over time it does lose some. The brakes are not that great, so you probably want to go through that. It does have a cold transmission leak, so we're probably going to have to add some, since it's been sitting on over the winter. Takes Dextron 3, so easy, cheapish transmission fluid. The wheel covers are off the car, but they do come with it. The reason I took them off is because one of them likes to pop off and I don't want to risk losing them, so I just took them off. I'll show you the worst rust on the body, which is here, and that's basically what it was 4 years ago when I bought it. There's that spot there. There's some stain there from where gas spilled. And it does have the rear bumper ends, but not the front. Some of the paint on the dash is peeling. The mirror likes to flop a little bit, so you might want to tighten that up. It does not have visors. Don't think it ever did. The interior is obviously not original. Some decent speakers in the back. The radio does work. The oil light does not work. There's an oil gauge that a previous owner added. There's also a tack, but that doesn't work. You want to replace that. The push buttons and the handbrake. Which works. The fan works, so you do get heat. It is not watertight, so you want to keep it dry. It does have a V on it, but it's not a V. Check the brake fluid. See how nice and clear it is. I didn't have to top it off. It's maybe very slightly below optimal, but it's fine. I'll let you see inside the radiator. Alright, gonna close the hood. The Betty Jane plate stays with us. Alright, so now we're gonna get in the car. Door does make a little noise. Let's turn this light off. Okay, no power steering. So what's probably going to happen, since it hasn't been run since November and this is April, it's going to take a few seconds of cranking to get started. It's a good chance it will stall after it first starts running. I'm going to give it some gas to try to prevent that, but don't be surprised if that happens. So let's see what happens. Make sure we're in neutral, which we are. So we got running fairly quickly. Stumbling a bit, so could use some carb tuning, I'm sure. Gas gauge works, the oil light does not, as I mentioned before. The amp light tends to stay on for a little bit after it starts, and then I'm surprised it went out as quickly as it did. So the temp gauge works. So we're going to get out of the garage and check the transmission level. It might stall when I put it in drive. So let's see what happens. I'm going to pull the turn off. I'm going to release the handbrake. It did not stall. I'm going to get out here, the outside world, pull the brake, put it back in neutral. Gonna go get a paper towel to check the transmission level. Alright, it's running. I'm gonna put the phone down to pull the dipstick. It is definitely low. Gonna go get a quart of transmission fluid. And the first quart got us to the bottom of the good range, so I'll probably add another quart later. Alright, now we're gonna take it for a drive. As you can see, this is a very basic car, no carpets. It's just got this rubber, whatever, flooring. Release the brake. I haven't cleaned the windshield, it's a little dirty. Alright, no power steering, so it takes a little bit of effort from a stop, but once you're going, it should be good. Shift, just like normal, but that's the only shift you get. It's a 2-speed. mirror is going to flop down at some point. I don't know how long it will last. The wipers do work. I will show you that in a bit. The radio will just get static. We'll try that. I might have the antenna disconnected there. You can see the temp gauge is working. No idea what the real mileage is. It's a little over 37,000 when I got it. Pretty low on gas, so we'll get gas soon. That's just a nice smooth shift. Runs pretty well for the little 6-cylinder that it is. It's not bad at low end. It's just when you try to get faster or go up steep hills, it's not a very strong car. It is what it is. Alright, I'm going to shut off the camera for now. So I'm back from driving. Just drove a few miles and parked in the garage. Gonna take a few pictures and lift it up in the air so you can see underneath. Alright, before we do that, I'm gonna put it. You can hear the fan at low speed and at high speed. And let's do the wipers. All right. You can see the rear of the car. It's good distance paint. You know, get up close and you see imperfections and stuff. So it was not a professional shop paint job, but you know, from a distance it looks pretty good. So nice white roof. You can see the speakers there. The backup light works, at least last I looked at it. We'll look at those later. You can see the bumper end on this side. And little stuff like that. That's pretty much how it was when I got it. I'll look at that more in the air. Alright, about to drain the oil, so we'll hopefully get a good view of how clean it is. Pretty clean. Okay, while it continues to drain, I'll look around here. I replaced the idler arm bushing. That went bad. That was a big pain, but I replaced that. Otherwise, the steering and suspension are as I got them. You can see somebody replaced the brake hose up there and over there. This isn't going to be very methodically done. I'm just going to try to look at stuff. You can see the frame there. Sorry I didn't put it on the 2-post. The 2-post is busy with the Subaru. There is some rust over here in the inner rockers, a little at the bottom there of the fender. So of the non-visible areas, there's a little more rust than the visible. I haven't worried about it. but I'm not going to not tell you about it. And the floors are pretty solid. Not sure exactly what that is. It's sticky. Frame on this side. Oh, the other side. A little bit of inner rocker area. This is very good with this light there. I'll try to get this more later. Yeah. There is one frame spot that I really don't like, but again, I'm not going to not show it to you, so let me show you. There's this little damage here at the frame. I'm not sure why it happened here and not other places, but there is a hole in thin metal in this part of the frame. But the other side doesn't seem to have that. So sometimes fuel does seep out of here a bit. I tried to put some sealant on it. I'm not seeing any evidence of it being wet now, but I'm not going to try to tell you that that's fixed. So this is some breaking off undercoating of the trunk floor. I'll show you inside the trunk later. I had to replace the right rear drum because it's separated. It's got air shocks on the rear, and previous owner fixed the exhaust there. Hasn't caused any problems. Sorry, I'm not doing this very methodically. You can see bottom of the rear fender. This is areas that isn't so obvious when you're looking at it from above. This is the worst, visibly the worst when you're just looking at the car area on the body, and that's basically what way it was 4 years ago. So I've kept it dry. I think I got it lightly. I got it lightly rained on once, just for my own trusting too much in the forecast saying 4% chance of rain. But otherwise, I've kept it dry. And there's little spots like these, little bubbles like those. Again, as I got the car 4 years ago. Radiator. no expert at this, so if there's any area of the car that I haven't shown you, just let me know. Anything I haven't shown you is not intentionally not showing you. It's just I'm not that smart. When I look inside where the drain plug is pulled, it looks really clean to me, but if you're an expert in this, judge for yourself. It might be easier to come out here at night. Less sun glare. Bits of undercoating falling off. This is still dry many hours later, so it wasn't just like air dried it off. So for what that's worth, while it's here and I know it's dry, I'm going to add some more of that sealant on it, and hopefully it'll hold, but don't expect that to last forever. And that's that bad spot on the frame that I showed you before. These tires are, well, they're not so new anymore, although they don't have very many miles on them. They're like, I guess I bought them 3.5 years ago, something like that. So yeah, it probably just needs some sort of, I mean, it might just be fine as it is, but good idea to put some sort of reinforcement here. Yeah, this is all solid. Sorry, I'm not more methodical at this. Yeah, I have car lifts, but I have major gaps in my knowledge, so. Stopped it to get a better look at this spot here. That's just undercoating. So, still solid metal. Yeah, back to the not so good spot. Other side doesn't seem to have that. It's just paint chipped off. That's solid. And again, this is that same worst visible body rust from when you're just looking at the car. Let's look at this side. This side has similar little areas on the rockers and the fender. One thing I forgot was that I had to replace the grease seal on this side. It required also replacing the brake shoes because grease got in there. So the shoes and the wheel cylinders are pretty new on the rear. As you can see, there's a lot of space to work with the 6-cylinder. Little spots like those. One over there. Right inside the trunk. There is a visor. There are visors back here, but they don't. I'm not sure if they came with the car originally or not. Very old spare. There is a hole here. So there is some trunk floor rust to deal with. Turn the lights on. That was the parking lights came on. And there's the headlights. And the high beams. Let's go see them all on. Go we can see the. Yeah. I'll come back at night and show you the dash lights working. Back to parking lights. See one there, one there. We might have a dead bulb on this side. Let's see. Yep, turn signal's working on the left. See it flashing up there. And on the right. Turn signal's flashing there, and see it flashing up there. I swapped sides, so this side does work, just need a bulb. Put it in reverse so you can see the backup light works. Back to neutral. And it's off. And the horn works. And we have hand crank windows. Go up and down very quickly. Hope you can see that. Door locks, how does that work? Yeah, the door locks work by pushing the handle the opposite direction. And that locks it. Locks the outside. I pulled up to a gas station to get a little gas. It's in drive with the parking brake set. I'm taking my foot off the brake, the foot brake, and the car doesn't move. So that's good. This is the time where after starting it up, the amp's light came on, stayed on for a short while, and then it'll just suddenly go off, and there, it just went off. Not sure why it does that, but it's been consistent pretty much the entire 4 years that I've owned it. I shouldn't say pretty much. It's been consistent the entire 4 years I've owned it. Yesterday, when it didn't, that was a rarity when it didn't stay on at all. So now we're cruising at a comfortable 50 miles an hour. But it's not. It doesn't stay comfortable much above 50. I mean, the only way it's discomforted just it seems to be revving high, which with the rear that it has and the 2-speed, that's what it's going to do. So, flathead people have told me, just don't over rev it, maintain it, and these engines pretty much just last. So. Alright, this is going to be a hot restart. And we'll have that same light issue, but I'm not going to show it this time. One other thing it will sometimes do is fail to engage the right turn signal. And I just kind of jiggle the handle, jiggle the lever, and then it engages. I never have that problem with left, except occasionally the light won't flash. The turn signal will come on, but the green light won't flash. And by the way, it uses this one for both turn signals. Over there is the high beam light. Yeah, so occasionally it'll do that. I forgot to try to get a radio station when I was out there, but you can hear the static from the radio. So we got to the odometer saying 38,039. I think we drove about, I want to say 35 miles, just like maybe 3 or 4 yesterday, and then the rest today. Sometimes the exact position of the headlight switch makes the dash lights a little flaky. So